Here's a really cool Nerf gun, and it's pretty old now. What's it called? Nerf N-Strike Barricade RV-10. Came with 10 of these shells, and it's got a barrel here, and that revolves around, and then I believe it uses air to shoot the shells out. As you can see here, they've got whistler dart options as well, so they're supposed to make a sound. Let's open it up. Sadly, I left the batteries in this one, and I left the batteries in for quite a while, more than 5 years. Fool! So here are these little shells. Look, they're pretty cool, aren't they? There's the little hole. Just about to see that. There it is, look. Pretty wicked. And they're like a soft, well, they are foam. They're foam with a rubbery tip, so they're not supposed to hurt you. I've got a different option here as well. I forget where I've nicked them from. A friend, I think. Anyway, here's the gun in question. So you basically place the shells into here, and then just fill them up. Fits 10. And then make sure your chamber is closed. I think that's just to free up any blockages. And then you switch the safety, technically the on button, to on, and then you press and off you go, and you can see the chambers moving around. Of course, as you can see, they get jammed because it's not on. So let's take that one out. Come out. There we go. There we go. So it moves the shell around to the correct position, and as the air is coming out, it will shoot it through and down here. And you can actually see, you might be able to see, but this has also got marks inside as well, lines, I guess to try and help keep the shell nice and straight as it flies. It's kind of got a scoring in there. So yeah, it's pretty cool, but unfortunately batteries have leaked badly, and I'll open it up and we'll have a look and see what's caused it. I've tried to clean up the contacts, but it still doesn't work, so it's going to have to be an open up job. Takes 3 AA batteries, and as you can see in there, it's a right mess. I think all 3 batteries leaked, definitely 2 did, and the corrosion's it's gone all over the place, so it's really had a good old eat away at the metal there. So I cleaned that up thinking that would do it. So I got some wet and dry on there, isopropyl alcohol on there as well, but it's in such a mess it's not really cleaned up. But I've also got a rattle. You can hear that? So I'm wondering if more bits have eaten away at critical areas, because what's that that's come out? I don't know. Don't know. Anyway, we'll have to open it up and have a look. So there's about 1,000 screws on here, so we'll undo these probably off camera, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There may be more, but let's open it and have a look. Cool, my wrist aches after all that. So what have we got here? It's beginning to come apart now. What have I missed? One here at the back. Let's get that one undone. I haven't taken them out of the housings yet because I don't know if they're different lengths. It's wanting to come apart, that is for sure. Got the one in there underneath the batteries. I don't know if I need the button. Let's have a look. Let's just see that. That's probably just screwing that. Yeah, that's just screws that on there. Look, But we don't necessarily need that one undone. Oh, it's coming. Be nice if it just lifts off and away. Ooh, right, okay, so if I can show you, there's quite a mechanism in here. So, of course, we've got the wires to contend with, because they head down in there somewhere, don't they? Yeah, okay. So, the cable relief there, which doesn't look like it's... Can that come out? Let's have a look. It's glued in, I think. That was a bit of a pain. But apart from that, it's coming away nicely. Is there one holding on? There's a little screw holding on here. This is the last thread. Here we go. Alright, let's get this down here. All the screws are out. So it's too late now to mark those. But anyway, there we go. So here we are. So this is it. So you can see here's the mechanism. Pretty cool. That's turning it. And the safety, where does the safety go then? Or the on off, that just does, oh yeah, look. Yeah, we can really see some corrosion here. Check that out. That's a right mess. Wires are still attached. Small capacitor here. I think all the bits that were rattling were actually bits of the corrosion coming off. This wire in particular is really, really hammered. So what does that do? That just, I think that's just a, yeah, the safety is purely just a little lockout switch. Doesn't really do a huge amount. It just stops you from being able to use the trigger, I think. Quite well engineered. Yeah, it pushes a little pin through here and that locks the trigger. You can see the pin moving. Just there. Unlocked. Locked here. And that must go into this hole here. So that locks it into there. That hole. Now what I would imagine that should be doing more of a push like that. So it's not air driven at all. It's, so is there more to this that I'm missing? I thought it was air, but no, it's not. It's actually there's a triggering system here, look. So that, when that goes like that, there's a spring here, and that must push it through like that. There's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. So there's the spring to return. And this is, there's a switch on here, of course, to close and open. So that needs to be closed. Oh, that's come out. What was that for then? That's a little spring-loaded button. Oh, what does that do then? No idea what that's doing that. It's very odd. Excuse the cat noises in the background, that's my daughter. I'm going to have a little fiddle about with this and see if I can work it out. So here's the mechanism in action. So you can see it tried to push that through there. Let's put it back again. There we go, right, so that needs to be closed. There we go, look. So it fires it through like that. And obviously that would come out and go flying. Oh, there's more here, look. Because I'm hearing the machine run constantly when it was switched on, if I remember rightly. So there's something here. Take that out. So this is the firing pin, if you like. Shoots it through there. Fire, 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 fire. And then this triggers something. There's a switch here. So there's a lot to this. This is cool. Switch there, by the look of it, or some sort of trigger. And then we've got a cog down here. So what on earth is that doing? I can see there's two cogs, so these are what's spinning. These here, there must be a motor in here somewhere, because there is a wire in there. There's two more screws here, let's get that open. This obviously runs these two, they look a bit like cogs, but I suppose they're little wheels, and that fires it out, and you can see them actually down through there. You can just about see the white wheels. So, fire obviously turns this around. This mechanism pushes the shell into here, and then these are spinning constantly, which is what I'm hearing. I thought it was air, but it's not. It's just friction, and that then forces it out. So it must be spinning at quite a high rate. Let's open this up, and we can see what's in here. That one's out. Why do you not come off? Is it locked somehow? What's going on? The screw is definitely out. Well, there we go. If we can squeeze it into the camera so you can see it. There you go. So these two here are independent. So perhaps there's two motors in there, but as you can see, when this pin pushes it through here, it's a good fit into there, and they shoot it forwards. So it arrives about here probably, and then you can see that moves it forwards. There we go. So yeah, quite a funky little design. So you can see that it's gripping it just perfectly. So I fire it, these will be spinning, gone. Of course these are all the same type of cartridge, so that would go in there like that, shoots it forwards. Yeah. So as for the fault, I think we've got a switch issue here, because this is really corroded. So I need to take this off and have a look inside here, because this is the on-off switch by the look of it, because we've got power from this terminal coming into here, and that goes off, and then power from here, which is the really crusty one, that comes off into this, which is probably a switch mechanism. So not only is it a hardware mechanism to lock the trigger, There must be a switch for on-off in here as well, so let's open that up. And see what horrors we have in here. And there we are, there is the switch. So that is probably knackered. So the wires are still on okay, but I tested with a multimeter and I had power on the terminals that in, but look at that. That is not very healthy, is it? So it could be the switch is dead. There we go, that's what it does. Let's wang some batteries in and see what happens. Now, what I could do is put this back on here and that will keep that together, which will be good. Save it falling all to pieces. There we go. There we go, you can see the switch there. Yeah. Right, batteries. Okay, here we go, batteries brand new. Let's put these in. These are Energizer. Other brands of battery are available. So you can see at the minute, nothing at all. So, let's have a look. Where's the first terminal? There we go. E. Have we got any voltage at all? Barely. I'm pretty sure we had good voltage here on each of these. .6 volts. 1.6. 0.6. So batteries are okay. Done there, caught the wire over. But coming off here because it's so full of crud. There we go, we need to get a bit more voltage as I scrape. What a mess. Yeah, it's all over the shop, isn't it? As you can see there, look. It's just a mess. What have we got on the switch? The switch comes in. Yeah, got nothing here at all. But we do have 4.8 on this side. 4.86, okay. Does that go that into the middle pin? Yeah, it does. Get that out of the way. So crusty, it's very difficult to use a meter. .85 is turn it off. And 2. So I think that's probably what happened. It was a bit of a drain on there. So over time they get completely wiped out. Off, on. It's a bit lame, isn't it? Why am I getting a voltage there? That should be an off switch. Unless it's shorted. This is on the output. It goes off down here. So I'm thinking this is absolutely knackered. All this wiring is shot. The switch does appear to be working. So maybe a project to maybe hardwire this. It doesn't really matter if it's running all the time. Just take the batteries out when you're finished. At least then it'll get up and running. So probably just take a feed from here and hook it into this wire, bypassing the switch altogether. So let's try that. Right. See what happens. Strip this wire. This is a bit of a butcher job at the moment, but I want to see how damaged it is. So we bypass the switch now altogether. Here's the switch. Yuck. And got some bare wires. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing at all. Okay, I managed to get it working, so just by stripping all this back and giving it a real good clean, I can now get at least the motor working. So there we go. So as you can see, there's the motors spinning, and there are 2 motors in there. Quite quick. And if I shoot a shell, get ready. Woo! It's so fast! Daddy. Yeah, thanks! So there we go, there's the operation. So I'm going to have to do some wire cleanup because all these are a bit naff. The switch works, the switch is fine. And everything else seems to work, motors, etc. But this wiring down here, this needs a good tidy up. I might just hardwire it in and have my own switch somewhere. But yeah, it's all working. So yeah, there we go, and there's the Nerf gun. Need to just repair it. Oh yeah, I found out that this is for accessories, of course. It's just like a little locking mechanism for accessories to go on the top. But there we are. Oh, thank you very much. So in the end I found the issue. It was actually this lead wire here from the battery terminal into the switch. So I've replaced that, and now we have action. So I'll stick it back together, and then hopefully we've got a working gun. So yeah, that one obviously it turned into like a black lead, as you can see here. So it's got some acid issue, this wire. Really took a hammering. So replaced, and that's all up and running. So just a reassemble time now. Okay, so here's the roundup then really. So the issue was found. All of these contacts are pretty crusty, especially on the battery terminal side, so I've cleaned them up with wet and dry, isopropyl alcohol, etc. As we saw, we tore it down, had a quick look at how it works. This wire in the end was absolutely knackered. It was black, so I guess something had happened where, you know, it had got covered in battery juice and kind of all this lovely green stuff. So in the end I thought, rather than trying to strip it back and find some good bits, I'll replace it. So a nice new piece of cable's been put in there. I mean, that's not the best of soldering, I know it's a bit ugly, but it's a geared, so that's good. The switch was tested and working, was okay, so I resoldered that. This piece of wire was actually fine in the end. It wouldn't fire on here, it wouldn't make a connection because this was so bad. So now when we switch on, oops, there we go, we're fully working. So we've got power, we've got the switch back, and everything is working as it should. So turn that off, there we go. So what we'll do is we'll just put this switch casing back on again now, and then we'll just see how it fires when it's all apart. Right, let's load up the rounds and give it a bit of a test. Put some different colour ones in just so you can see them firing. Alright, so there we go. Door's closed, that needs to be closed. put something to deflect. Switch on, so switch on. Nice clunk. As you can see, I put the case back now. All back in, wire's been threaded through. See the little fans or pulleys going there? That's why I thought it was air, because I can actually feel a lot of air coming through here. But it's not air, it's obviously just friction. But you can see how fast they're going? No wonder it drains batteries like you wouldn't believe. 2 motors going. Okay, here we go. Oops. Sorry, that's this little cat here. It picks up on noises and vibrations. So let's turn that off. Right, bye-bye. Okay, let's try again. So I'll just empty the chamber. Here we go. And then if you can have a look, here we go, get ready. And we are empty. Turn off. So that seems to work as well as it used to. I'm going to have to probably take the batteries out after I've used it, because it does seem to have some sort of a parasitic drain on here. I don't know why. But yeah, there's definitely some voltage after the switch. So a bit silly. Maybe that's what's happened. It's really caned the batteries to being so flat and they've leaked. But anyway, it seems to work alright. So it's nice to know what's inside now to make it tick. So interesting, these are actual friction mounts to fire it out. Makes sense, makes complete sense. But amazing how much technology is in here. So you've got the safety switch here. That's what this is. And then underneath you've got extra wires that head over to these 2 motors. I did almost get this off, but I think I might have to break it to get this apart. But underneath there you can just see 2 motors, direct drive, no belts or anything. And yeah, plenty of springs, and yeah, so there we go. So we'll put this together now. I'll make sure we haven't got any wires caught, because they're in a slightly different position now. I managed to, well, the blue one's a bit shorter because I've redone it, of course. So I'm just going to tuck them back in, and then we'll start putting the screws back in. Thankfully, all the screws were the same length, so I'm just going to bang them back in now and screw it all down. Okay, there we go, all the screws back in, including the one under there. This is where you turn it back on again now and it doesn't work. Ha ha ha, see if it does, I'm sure it will. Of course it does, of course it does, of course it does. Now back in. Alright. Let's load it up. This is the only tedious thing, you have to do this and load it up manually. By the way, I don't really hear these whistle. With the noise of the fan, not the fan, I keep calling it a fan, the noise of the cogs going, you don't really hear it whistling. Maybe you do if you hear it going past your ears at high velocity. Alright, let's go. And we're empty. Target destroyed. So there we go. Thanks for watching. If anyone knows how to clean up these contacts, let me know in the comments. That'd be quite useful. Cheers for now.